completely forgot it was under 10 minutes. I knew it was 10 minutes. I completely forgot to look. But what never ceases, ceases to amaze me, Lene, is the fact that you sat 6 weeks ago saying, I have no idea. I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, I don't know who to speak with. I wouldn't know where to start. And look at that especially those two people, through your friend, just through sharing with your friend, and your friend then putting you in touch with somebody else who's then said, actually, I can help you with that, and I can help you with that. And, it's like you did the work, and all of a sudden, everything started to open up. So that in itself is triumphant. It's like, oh my gosh, look at how the universe responds.
Yeah. It's like, if I don't do anything, nothing will happen. I was like, I can't just sit back and wait for them to make a decision sometime after the summer.
Yeah.
Because then I'm sure nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, well done. Yeah. And the fact that I think what sounds really positive as well is the fact that these people have got a link to somebody in the media. That in itself is fantastic, because it means exposure. And when exposure is linked to anything, it makes people react. So hopefully that in itself will just be massive. So many different levels. On a positive note, to be able to map your journey and to show how one woman, a family, decided to make a difference and didn't know how it was done, but just did it anyway. And that's fantastic.
But also these people who came to see you on Monday, the fact that one of them, he's got an incentive to help you. He wants to get 24 enterprises going. And that she's got the links to helping you find funding. That's just brilliant. That those were the two people who came along to see you.
Yeah. Amazing. So well, they can help me with a lot of things along the way if we just get this first step about.
Exactly. And everything's just there. It's exciting. And that's the thing about inspiration. And I don't think it's like springboarding. What we do is really we springboard on how somebody inspires us. That's a trigger for us to make a difference. So what came to me this week was I was thinking, gosh, I've not even got a building or anything put up there, and the retreat's been in my head for such a long time, even though I've got a bit of a dream board, but not like Lene's. So that made me not feel kind of like, oh gosh, inadequate. But what it did was I was thinking, I wonder why. And so I've ended up with 4 stones to success, which is about, because I was thinking, right, I'm talking about nurturing seedlings. So it's like you can't just jump from a seedling to a building. It's like we're growing, and here we've got this team of people who've planted the seed, and then there's some that are sprouting, there's others that are still waiting. That's okay. And then it's like, okay, so that's the foundation. So then it came to me that here I am at Catherine's looking at this beautiful landscape, and I was thinking that's like a clean canvas of like, right, what do you want to start with? And then it's unfolded for these 4 steps, which I'm now trying to incorporate into the website. And the thing is, it's absolutely spot on. So it's not about the transition. How do we teach that transition to people of starting and not leaping straight to having this vision of, this building? It's like, no, there's some steps that we take. So the first one is the landscape. Right, how do you want it to be? We're creating a future. How do you want that future to look? Like, that's where a lot of people, it's like actually people are just taking a breath and realizing, oh my gosh, I can actually breathe for the first time. So that's the landscape. And then that part of that landscape includes the book, and it includes the game. Because what that's doing is saying to people, come and sit down, have a coffee, put the kettle on, let's just sit and just find out, how does your landscape look? How do you want it to look? So you're taking that breath. And then the next part of it is the internal. I put the interior and the exterior authentic appearance. That in a way, obviously the place that I've been over the last 3 months, or the last few months, the appearance looked wonderful. But then upon reflection, it was really quite dense and very low vibration. So if we have to reflect on the interior in terms of ourselves, and then the exterior of our own appearance and that we see, then there's some health things that we might need to do. So again, on the website that they'll house this, then there'll be a list of different health products on a cellular level that people can access. But obviously, depending on what health products you've all got as well, so if you've got aloe, if you've got ASEA, this is what I know that I've got, and then any other cellular health products, and you can put that on there because it's important for people to know that there are alternatives, and it's important for people to know why do people use the coffees on there as well. And so there's knowledge. And then on the third button, it is what did I call it? So we've got the landscape, the interior, the exterior, then we've got the foundations. So the foundations have to be revisited again, because that's one of the things when you're building, there's a lot to do, a lot of work to do in the foundation. So we've done a lot of the foundational work with regards to Tell Your Story. So the next layer of the foundations is being able to recognize that we're all marketing, we are marketing, and that even if we don't want to capitalize in terms of we're not driven from a money point of view, actually resources are going to help us to change our world and to rebalance. So it is a major part of what we have to learn to get to grips with, and recognize that energy is money, but also energy in terms of our spiritual energy. And I think the other part of that as well is I was listening to Joe Dispenza today, and it dawned on me, I thought, that's what it is. I thought, right, I'll wait, I won't hammer Catherine's ears, I'll leave that for tonight. But he was talking about how many trillions of cells that it takes for just, I think he talked about billions for the heartbeat, like every second, just to pump the blood around our system and for our heart to beat. It takes billions of cells to do that. So it's like if you can sit and imagine how many trillions of cells, zillions of cells that it's taken to function in terms of our body. So when it comes to how much are you worth, it's kind of like, actually, we're worth zillions. So no wonder we've got an issue around money, because the reality is, knowing that our bodies are just to function as a heartbeat. So every day, if you think how many zillions of cells are needed, we're never going to match financially. It's never going to be a match to our efforts of what we put in. So in a way, it's standing over this need of, it's like, oh, I just need that amount of money. It's like, hold on a minute. When our value is worth much more than that. Just every breath that we take, we would never be able to generate that amount of money. So it's really recognizing that we are much greater than that we need or that we want. That's the bottom line. We're much, much more than what we will ever need. So that in itself means that everything that we need is way beneath us, but we're playing with it. It's like, okay, if I had to match ourselves with our finances, we'd never be able to do it. So it really is taking another view from it of, don't get beneath money and think that it's something that's so big that it can't be gained. It's like, actually, money is never going to match my abilities, because my abilities of just one breath is worth billions. So that was really profound. I just thought, wow, okay. So, we're incredible beings that are creating our lives. We're co-creating our lives. So it's kind of like, to do that in a light way is the way that we want to do it. And so that's the foundational bit. The foundational bit is about, how do we reach people? How do we traffic? And I don't like the word traffic, so I have to change that one. How do we attract people that are looking for what we are about, and who's looking for that authentic way of building heart-centered businesses? Who and how do we attract those people? So that's where the websites are going to come in, and you're going to see over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be putting, and I'm kind of like, where do I put this? But I'm just going to be showcasing what's happening. I will put it in the mastery group, because it's all part of mastery and it's all part of what we all need to learn. I'll be posting things in there as I develop the website and develop the blogs. And what I'm wanting to do is monetize them. And I wish, in a way, that a lot of people that are in the Tell Your Story that are part of marketing I know that these are their stumbling blocks, because I know that they're not coming forward. I know that they're not doing their own businesses that they started off doing. They're not really, there's no sign of those people, which is kind of like, where are you all? You know, because they should be, they've not been taught to do this work. I think that's the key. They've not been taught. And that's what we're going to be doing, is teaching people how to do it with ease and flow and grace, and maintaining our integrity and our authenticity. And that's what I'm going to be putting out there. So it really is about working with this heart-centered way of doing things, as opposed to having to do things. So I'm on a massive learning curve at this moment in time, as Catherine is witnessing, and at least I can say, no, Catherine was there, she witnessed the journey, so I've always got a witness. And on that note, one of the things that Catherine has got, which I'm hoping that you're able to start sharing, Catherine, is some pictures around, because obviously Catherine is thinking about a project, and if you're able to share some of those pictures and then talk about it, Catherine, talk about your vision, because obviously our first step of our homework that should have been completed, but I know that not everybody has completed their homework, which is perfectly fine, because it's all up here and it's already been done, a lot of it. And this is Catherine's homework that she's been working on. Yeah, you've been working on it, really, because we've been talking about it. So if you want to share the screen, Catherine, if it will work that way, and just tell us what your thoughts are around the images that you've got, because I just think they're brilliant. I've unmuted and muted you, I think, because there's a little ringing bell. Brilliant, we're there. Yeah, there you go.
Can you see that photo?
Yeah, you can. We can see you as well. Normally it switches off.
Okay. Well, yeah, I didn't share screen, I shared photo. It's a different thing.
Okay.
But so yeah, so this is a couple of the horses. There's another little one in the background there, and there's a fourth one off to the side somewhere. But anyway, this is them up at the field they're in at the moment. And Anthea and I went up there the other day because I feed them once a day. But my idea around the horses is to be doing equine assisted learning, which is really helping people learn whatever they need to learn by being around horses, doing horse related tasks. It doesn't involve riding the horses. It involves spending time with the horses, and it's very versatile, because it can be helpful to anybody from the age of 5 to 105 for whatever different reasons. So it can work with children with behavioural or social issues, children who've been excluded from school or who are struggling for different reasons. It can work with adults equally with behavioural or learning issues or social issues. It can help people who are just isolated and lonely, who perhaps got a bit depressed or anxiety ridden or stressed, and help them make a connection again and come out of themselves, because it works on lots of different levels in a way. One, you're generally getting out in nature, which is always helpful if you're coming to see horses and spend time with horses, but just the horses themselves, being around them, is hugely therapeutic. And the other thing, from the point of view of learning and helping people, particularly with social or behavioural issues, is that horses, they work with body language, so they mirror you, and they're very sensitive to emotions, so they pick up on emotions. So if you want to do something with a horse and you're not in the right space, you've got perhaps too high energy because you're angry or upset or whatever, you'll get an immediate reaction from the horse. It will often go away, and you'll have to get a hold of yourself and bring your energy back down and come to a place of calm before you can approach the horse again. So they mirror you very effectively, so that you can learn quickly to do that. The other thing with horses, of course, is they're completely non-judgmental. They take you exactly as you are. So somebody who's feeling a bit isolated or withdrawn, the socially inept person, or the person who's struggling socially, or not even, or even struggling with communication, can just be with and around the horses, and can often end up talking to the horses and telling the horses things that they could never tell a person. So that can be hugely therapeutic. And one of the benefits of that often is that once you've actually spoken something out loud once, it makes it much easier to speak it out again. And then, with learning, there are children who really struggle in a classroom environment, for instance, and just don't get it the way most school systems are set up with academic learning and so on. There are some children who just really struggle with that. So they can come and be around the horses, which takes them out of the classroom and that stressful atmosphere of expectation and everybody else doing something, and do tasks with the horses, and they can learn maths through that, or English or craft or colouring or whatever they need to do based around the horses. And you can do different tasks related to looking after the horses that then bring those things in that help them make sense of them. So it's hugely versatile, and very therapeutic. So my idea is to set my place up to enable that to happen. Now there's quite a few things that I need. I need to create a bit of a classroom environment. I need to create a space into which I can bring a horse and to be with a person, or for a person to do some things around. Now that could be a building space, so it's undercover, but or just a small space, paddock, a more enclosed space than a big field. But sometimes it'd be appropriate to go and be in a big field with them as well. So I need that mixture of things to enable people to come and be with the horses, and make it as accessible as possible.
It's fantastic. And have you got any more pictures there? Because there was quite a few pictures there.
Yeah, there were. I'll stop sharing this one, and then I wonder if I, because that was share photo. If I do a share screen and then go to Messenger, I might be.
I was thinking, because I nearly put it into a video, and I was thinking, no, I need to just leave that. That's Catherine's stuff. But there was some of the video of the horses were jumping as Catherine turned up with the food. It was so sweet. It was just like, oh, Mum's here, But it was just so sweet. But the thing is, the intention is to create that dream board similar to what Lene's done with the horse.
I'm sharing screen, but I need to go.
No, it's not.
I need to go. Let me go in the background for a minute into Messenger and find where those things were.
But it sounds really fantastic.
Yeah.
This project. It does. It really affects a lot people. That's what I have a dream, because there's a space for horses there too.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like the beautiful thing is that this is how reality is when you look at projects like a retreat. They're all the same. There's just got different variances on them. So if somebody's already got an example, fantastic.
Yeah.
So we're all building it. We're all building our own in a way, but we're also contributing to each other's as well. Because reality is it's all one, so it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It really is, and I think it's
really... So then, Catherine, you can come to Denmark and we'll get some horses here and you'll teach us.
Exactly.
Is that sharing now?
It is, yeah.
Wow, video.
All this has been moved out with music, and it's so. This is a little project for you, Catherine.
Yeah.
Lene was showing the video. It dawned on me that you could to edit and to pull together that vision board, really. And there we go. Was that there was one with the I don't think I managed. brilliant. Which was the picture? I think it was. This is Catherine feeding the horses. They've just given her a lovely greeting. Is that your food? Winter stuff on. It's the one with the picture of them when you first arrived. I don't know if that's a bit further down. Oh, there they are, leaping around. I didn't video it. They were just there. It
was just the pictures, was it?
Yeah, just those. That's what they were doing, leaping around.
That's nice.
Isn't it brilliant? And I think there's another one that you can just see.
It could be a really great video with all these pictures, but Auntie, you could interview Catherine. So it's like you see Catherine talking about it, and then comes some of these pictures in between.
Yeah, definitely.
What you can talk, it can be a mix. I just sort of like, wow, nice pictures. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They're really.
I need bum reduction software though.
Oh, we can edit that out.
Yeah, I need some airbrushing.
We call it airbrushing, yeah.
Oh. Oh, very good pictures.
Really, really good.
Are all those horses yours, Catherine?
Yeah, well, those two, the two coloured mares, they don't belong to me, but the bigger one that I'm stroking there, she's on loan to me. I ride her. The other one is a youngster who's not yet ready to be ridden. So she's just hanging out with the herd, and she's a bit of a project for me to learn with and do some work with in terms of bringing up a youngster, which I've never done. Unfortunately, I've not spent nearly as much time with her educating her as I would need to, but I want to get going with that. Yeah. And then so that's Mindy and Susie, the two girls, and then the dark gelding there, the black one, he's mine, and then the little chestnut ginger gelding, he's mine as well. He was a pony I got as a companion to the riding horse, because you shouldn't keep a horse on its own, but also Grace was riding him as well, but she's getting a bit big and he's getting a bit old now.
Yeah.
So brilliant. I mean, they are brilliant. I can't go near them, they're so funny, but I do try to go near them, but then I get a bit like intimidated. But I think as a project, absolutely, I think people being around the animals is just to say, oh, you're doing it now, you're managing to do it, Catherine.
Yeah, I'm just flicking through the photos now. Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, so that's going to be another project unfolding and in the making, and hopefully utilize this space on a Friday to be able to share with us where the projects are up to.
That's really amazing. That could be so good for a lot of kids and also adults, I think. But you can use small ponies too, right?
What's that, Lene?
No, I said you can use ponies. Catherine?
Yeah.
It's going to be great. I'm excited about it all. I'm really excited. So the thing is that what we're doing with Catherine, what else have you done this week, Catherine, in terms of building because obviously Catherine's never been involved in any marketing before. So she's a guinea pig in many ways. She's not an actual guinea pig, but that's what we are doing, isn't it? Is showing how somebody can start from complete scratch and build. So what else have you learned this week that you can remember?
Well, we spent some time on the Impact 101 looking at doing the mobile landing page.
Yep.
So I did a bit of work on that. Then also got hold of a domain name for a passive income site.
Yeah.
And investigated how we could set that up and clarified a couple of things, because I've got two other domains that I've bought that I've got hosted on WordPress, but I haven't created the websites for them yet. So that's the next thing I need to do on those, is create that. But then I also need to find somewhere now to host this passive income name that or domain that I've bought, which will Anthea's been working on a platform that I think I'll use for that. So that's the project for the next week, is to spend a bit of time on that, but also revisit the Impact 101 and have a look at that. And then there was also this thing, Be United, that popped up as well. So I signed up for that and shared that a bit, but I haven't had any response on that yet. And that's that would be something that could go on the passive income site as a way to make generate passive income. But then you really need the marketing to get it out there and for lots of people to be seeing it, because I posted it on my Facebook page and as my story, and a few people liked it, and I immediately followed them up with a message saying, yeah, do sign up, it seems a great idea. But I don't think anybody has yet.
Yeah, so it's that thing, isn't it? We've got to market things 7 times before people actually, we've got to test that out.
So yeah, I should repeat that, share it on my story again with a slightly different message. And
that's the thing. One of the biggest things I think about marketing is that we are getting opportunity to really work with Canva, and to because I've been putting my story. I've been purposely doing that just actually because I've actually enjoyed thinking, right, okay, what am I going to put up today? And I've just been doing that every time it said, oh, page is gone, so many people have seen it. I thought, oh, hold on a minute, let me just put another one up and just, again, going intuitively. And it's interesting because it keeps people are looking, they're looking to think, and you can tell that the thing, because it's similar people, they're obviously thinking, what she's doing. So there's a curiosity there. But in a way, I'm not actually bothered about the people on my list. I'm using them as guinea pigs to see, actually, I'm looking at my stuff. I'm not really, if somebody makes an inquiry, fantastic, it's a bonus. Other than that, I don't believe that social media it's not polite. Somehow it wants you to be in people's faces and say, right, can you just do that? Whereas my friends on my list, personally, I'm not doing that. I'm kind of like, hiya, you okay? There's a different relationship. Whereas when we're actually, so we just use them as not use them, but just show them, look, this is what I'm doing. If you're interested, jump in when you're ready, but I'm not going to hassle you, and just utilize that. And just say, look, because I do ask people on the social media bit, I do say a call to action sometimes. Some people get engaged, sometimes they don't. But I think following it up on doing the soul food top up when it works, that sometimes can that can engage people as well. So now what I'm doing, I'm actually being more strategic. So it's like, as I'm putting those out during the week, I'll then have a conversation about them, so that if anybody does see my live, they can associate, oh yeah, I saw that during the week. So it's good to be able to test. The other thing, actually, there was something else, Catherine, that we did a coaching session, didn't we?
We did.
And as a result of that, do you want to talk about that, what we did, what you did? Can you remember?
No. What did we do? It's been a long week.
So basically, we did a coaching session.
I've got my notebook.
An intuitive coaching session. I'm going to go in off the top of my head. And so what I did was I recorded it and then sent the recording back to Catherine. And the intention was
that this week? I thought that was a week before.
I know, but Lene doesn't know, does she?
No, that's true. That's why I'm confused, because it was a week before.
It was last week, wasn't it? It was last week. It was our coaching.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was our coaching. So our coaching session last week, Lene, was it was last Friday, funnily enough. It was. Yeah, we recorded it, and we did a visualization at the beginning. We did a bit of a breathing, and I'm thinking that this is actually a format that we can use when we actually are holding space for people, because I've got no doubts whatsoever as facilitators, it's what we're going to be doing. It's as people come in and want advice, instead of rushing straight into, right, okay, what is it that you want to achieve, and get into the doing, it's really important just to sit back and say, well, hold on a minute, because we've gone through the process of tell your story. We've gone through the process of, when you look at the game, to be able to say to somebody, okay, so how do you spend your time? And this is what we need to start practicing. So we've all got our card. That is a coaching tool that can be utilized without the game. It's like if you're sat down with somebody and they're saying, right, okay, I could do with your help, then it's saying, okay, I've got an hour to be able to see what I can do to help you. So, right, What is it? How are you spending your time? So, and how's money looking for you? You can practice different things that you can use to those symbols. You know, how is your health? How's stress taking place? Because we know these things, don't we? You know, what's your personal development? What do you do to develop yourself? What do you do to nurture yourself? What's your long-term goal and your hope and your dream? Have you got any contribution or legacy or anything like that that you want to leave behind? And that's a plan. That's a coaching session. You know, so that's what we did with Catherine last week. And then as a result of that, Catherine came up with, like she said, she's got this passive income for us website. She's got a domain name, Passive Income for Us, because if you remember from the retreat, that was what Catherine wanted to work on, was developing a passive income. So we're only following on from what we've done. And again, what we're doing is creating a blueprint that when we hold a retreat and we play the game and we get people to work on their goals, then we're continuing that. So that we can on the mute there, so that what we're doing is keeping each other accountable to what we've said. So as a result of that, Catherine wrote down the passive income. So I just said, okay, what is this passive income website about? What is it? And you wrote down 3 lots of things, which is part of your homework. So you see, you did your homework, but you didn't realize that you had, because you thought you had to sit and go around and you didn't. And so you've just shared your part of your homework, which now you've got a recording, so you can go back and transcribe it. So you can transcribe what you've said and you can incorporate that into your vision board, so that when you do the recording and you do the visioning, then that's what your vision board information is. And then that's also your project and your campaign for Impact 101. So it really is showing how easy it is to do this work. You've got it all. You've got it on video and you've got it here on with a bit of audio to get you started. So again, if you download or access otter.ai, I'll put that in the thing. I don't know if you've got that, Lene, as well. Let me just put it in the chat. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I have been in that website, but I didn't really understand what I should do there.
Oh, right. Okay, so we'll do again. So what I'll do is I'll show you in a video. So my intention is that the website the website will have lots of access to everything that I'm using with regards to building a website, regards to building, not necessarily a website, but certainly resources, sharing of resources. Otter AI is fantastic for audios, for translating any videos, to extract the script from it to save you from sitting and transcribing. So when we're doing our blogs, sorry, Catherine, you muted there. What's that? Oh, yeah.
It's otter, is it?
Is it otter? I don't know. Is it otter?
It's otter, like the animal, I think.
Yeah, you're right. It is. That's just my abbreviation. Otter.ai. Oh, it's definitely AI, because I was thinking it is IO.
Yeah.
Am I on share screen here or
no?
It's a bit weird. Yes, so what I'll do is I'll go through and do a little mini video and I'll put that up on the onto the website as well. The thing about the transcribing is, Lene, do you currently do any blogging?
I did blogging.
Right.
But that's a while ago, and my website is gone.
Really?
Yeah, because I had it on the how do you call the SFM?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you started from scratch.
Yeah, so I have to start from scratch, and I didn't have time or nothing to do anything about it. I just want to get out of that thing.
Yeah, me too. I just got
So I just had to let it go.
Yeah, it's just like, you know what? Cut your losses, don't you? What do you call it? So what I'm going to show you here, I'm just going to share a screen. Okay, so I need to upload this somewhere, but what the otter does is, can you see that?
It's coming up, yeah.
So it's quite interesting really, because it summarized some key words, which I thought was quite interesting. But I did just a reflection. So I do a lot of audios where I just intuitively talk for a reason. I kind of like, I'll just meet you there, Catherine. I purposely do it because I'm really wanting people, encouraging people to just talk intuitively, just to switch the phone on and just record something. So important. So when I did this is what I did. And so I recorded it in the video, in the audio on the laptop. And then you just upload the video, which I called Bridging the Transition. And then you press something like share, or there's something on there, and it just starts doing it. It just starts transcribing it. It's as easy as that. So you literally, I wish that I could remember. Okay, so I think you upload, so it says start recording, import, yeah? So import your audio, so wherever you've saved your audio, so you just import it, choose the file, and you'll probably see that there's a lot of files that will come up that I've got lots of audios that I've recorded whilst I was at the last place of experience. And so you click on it and then it comes up. So you can see there that it'll come up from this PC. So it's got Zoom up there. You click on it, that's all that you do. It uploads and then you click on it, and then I think start recording is what you press, and it just takes all the text. And then once it's taken the text out, so this one's obviously taken the text out, you just copy all of that text and put it into a Word document, and then just edit the little bits that it's misinterpreted. And then you've got your script. And I'd encourage everybody, so I'm going to do a little video on it as well. I would encourage everybody to do that, especially when we're starting to market, to put out there what we're doing, even if it's just to put it under your YouTube and using different keywords. It's going to attract people. So who's that? What are they doing? So it's as simple as that. It takes a habit. That's all that it does. It's just a habit. But if you know that you're doing a video and you're putting all that effort into a video, it doesn't take that much longer to do this, just to transcribe it. And when you know that when you transcribe that and we're going to put it into different places as your blog, then we're going to monetize it. So that means that you get money for your words. Then it's going to make it a bit sweeter. You know, that's what I believe. It's going to make it kind of like, actually, I want to do this because one, it's exposing, but I'm getting paid to do it as well. So we're showing people alternative ways to get paid for being themselves. You know, you can actually communicate and talk your own words, not even from what you've read out of a book. It's just your opinion, getting your words out there. So if that's helpful, then that'll be helpful maybe for all of us. Not maybe, it will be helpful for all of us. To like I said, to use a transcript, which I think is, it's perfect. So any thoughts on that one? That sounds simple enough.
Yeah, well, it makes a lot more sense now that I see it and you show it there. So because I was sure when I was on the website, it looked like, am I going to buy something or?
Yeah, that's it. I'm sure that the front page, but I know that basically everything that I sign up for, I just think go for the free option first, test it out anyway. But you wouldn't need to buy this really unless I would buy it to thank them for it once I've got funds to be able to do that. But it is a good tool that they give you that free option, and like they said, you can just
so it doesn't cost anything to start using it.
No, it doesn't cost anything.
No, okay.
Who's watching this video to do that and to get the videos transcribed, or any conversation that they do can. The other thing that I'm going to be working on, and again, it's one of those things that